Mandel and Rob Gildon. You're very welcome, first of all, to the Kilkenny Arts Festival.
Thank you so much.
How are you finding it so far? You've been in town a few days.
Well, we haven't really had a chance to come to too many of the shows yet because we're staying a little out of town in Callan, but we're very, very excited about being here.
Good stuff. Is this your first time both to be in Kilkenny?
I've been here numerous times before because my brother-in-law lives here. What about you?
It's only my second time to Ireland. I've been to Dublin, but I haven't really been out of Dublin before, so it's really nice to be here.
Cool.
And it's kind of interesting to be out in Callan as well, which is very different from Kilkenny again. So
completely
it's kind of interesting. Yeah, very. So that's interesting. Really interesting.
Good stuff. So you're on in Set Theatre tomorrow and Wednesday.
Tuesday night at 10 p.m. and Wednesday at 1 p.m.
So what can you tell us about your show?
Well, I'm going to pass you over to Ellen because Ellen's the composer.
I'm the composer.
Exactly.
Rob is the singer. Rob is a fabulous singer. And I've written a number of songs based on poetry. Some by Seamus Heaney, wonderful, wonderful Seamus Heaney. Some by William Butler Yeats. And some by EE Cummings, the American poet. So I take the poems and I set them to music, turn them into songs, and then Rob is fabulously singing them. We've worked together over a long
we actually met about 10 years ago because I rather bizarrely ended up going to study music at Manhattan School of Music in New York, and you'd composed these songs and you called up the department saying I need some idiot like me to know. You were looking for someone to actually sing your songs, and that's how we got in contact.
Yeah.
So, and actually we haven't worked together for quite a long time, which is kind of really interesting to come back to work together for starters, but also look at songs which we did maybe 10 years ago and actually put them together again, which is interesting, and also new songs as well. And for me, the songs have a real, it's quite a folksy, but a kind of music theatre, a kind of lilt to them, which is really nice for me because I generally do more operatic stuff as well. So for me, it's a really interesting project to kind of get involved with these songs again.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Alan, when we were talking before we started rolling, you were mentioning your background in theatre and composing theatre. Does this play your way heavily on the work that's going to be on display then for Tuesday and Wednesday?
Well, actually, a couple of the songs I had originally written for theatre pieces. Two of the Seamus Heaney songs were in one of his plays. And in the play, they were performed kind of differently, but I kind of liked the songs. I thought they could come out and just be by themselves. They didn't need to be in the play. Right. And then one of the songs that we're going to do is from Under Milk Wood by Dylan Thomas as well. So it's a really fun song.
Oh, where did the whole idea for it come from, to merge the poetry with your own music and then to team up with Rob?
Well, Rob, I was just lucky to find, and then having once found him and coming here, I was like, well, maybe I can get Rob to come over because he's in London, not such a terrific journey. And but the setting poems to music is frequently done by various composers, and I had just been thinking, I want to do that, and I want to set some poems by EE Cummings to music. Those were the first ones I started with. When a friend of mine who's a tenor, sent me 4 EE Cummings poems. I mean, literally on the day that I was thinking this would be a nice project. So I started with those. We're going to do a couple of those. We're going to do Jimmy's Got a Goyle, and Buffalo Bill's Defunct, which are very well-known EE Cummings poems and kind of jazzy pieces as they turned out.
But it's quite a simple format. I'm not acting as such. I'm supposed to. We're just by the piano. It's more like It's quite, in some ways, it's quite an old-fashioned evening, but in a really lovely way. Do you know what I mean? Of just like presenting songs and poems really quite simply, and I think that's really, I really enjoy that, and it's quite hard to find that kind of work now. It's quite hard. So for me, it's a real privilege to do it.
It's a privilege. Wow, thank you.
Well, I lied about that. Keep that in.
But that's a good thing. Leave that in.
Is this your only Irish performance then at the moment, or will you do more post-festival?
No, we're going to do a little mini tour. We're going to do a date in outside of Dublin in Dunshane, and we're doing a couple of dates in County Monaghan and County Down, I think. Having to do with Camp Hill communities.
Very God.
So all this week, actually, aren't
yeah.
we? So yeah, so we're performing
It's
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's quite
Yeah.
a full week. But it's also a really nice short program. It's actually not a really long program. It's only an hour long, if that, isn't it?
About
So
an
it's
hour.
not. So it's like a real taster
Yeah.
into these poems, but also into the music as well. And
It's
there's a real variety. There's a real variety of poems and also music. So it's quite nice. It's quite contained. I think it's kind of a perfect little evening. Well, it's a lovely way to end an evening, really. And also, it's kind of 1 o'clock. It's like lunch break.
Nice way to
How's
spend
it?
your
Yeah,
lunch.
exactly.
Yeah.
Bring a sarnie in.
But
Exactly.
bring a sandwich. It's very
Exactly.
good for your digestion.
Okay.
I hope so. We'll just be they're all eating. We'll be thinking, I want one of those. Exactly.
We might take a
where'd
break
you get
and
that? Yeah,
eat your
exactly.
sandwich.
Exactly.
Okay,
That
so
looks tasty.
once more, you're on set. It's tomorrow night at 10 o'clock
Tuesday night at 10.
and Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
That's right.
Okay, for people who want to find more information about you, can they find you online anywhere?
They can find us online. Actually, if you go to the festival website where it says more information or websites or something like that, it has both of our websites.
Very good.
So you can look us up and
Exactly.
find out a lot.
Well, Ellen and Rob, thank you very much for
Thank
your
you
time.
Thank you so much.
Very best of luck with your shows.
Thank you.
Thank you.